Another big win for JD is the times they are a-changing. In Hollywood, they feel more comfortable calling out a certain Aquaman starlet. And make no mistake, this is indeed a call-out, because when you're talking about cancel culture, you're talking about the person that did the canceling. Yep, that's pointed right at that certain Aquaman starlet. Now the media, they are angry about this. You can see it in their headlines. John Waters is ready to defend the worst people in the world. See, they chose a side, and well, that side, it's no longer winning. People are actually asking questions. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. Hey there, to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. Just a note, we have a book in crowdfunding right now. Link is in the description. Check it out and back it. This is how we counter companies that do not like you as a person. You can walk away from them and you have something to walk back toward. Thank you. Now, when I first saw this headline making the rounds, I thought, wow, that's interesting. I mean, you have people calling out quote-unquote cancel culture. When they do that, they're calling out the person doing the canceling. So they're calling out that certain Aquaman starlet saying, JD, he shouldn't have been canceled. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty interesting, right? Now, what makes this even more interesting, though, is the original article that this hails from. Why? Because it is salty and beyond. I mean, that headline, remember, it wasn't picked until after the interview. That's how this stuff goes. It's called John Waters is ready to defend the worst people in the world. You know who they're trying to categorize in there, of course. They're trying to categorize JD, but it shows you have normal people out there that are saying, hey, wait a minute. You have Hollywood that is saying, just a second, this guy doesn't deserve to be canceled. But the media, they can't let up, because if they do, they might have to actually admit what they backed and they were wrong. Now, this interview is quite the lengthy one, too, covering quite a few subjects. And I actually like this interview because John Waters knows what it's like to be in the crosshairs. He knows what it's like to be canceled. So when he's asked about canceling anyone, well, let's just say he's not a fan. Even people that he doesn't like, he doesn't want them canceled. And when he's asked about JD, well, he goes a little bit further, talking about, I knew this guy specifically because of X, and I never saw behavior Y. Here's the question. What about when people become pariahs for things that are outside the work, which has happened to folks you've worked with? Let's just say JD, for example. So they bring him up specifically. What's your view on that? Here's the answer. It's a good thing we are not going retroactive here, because practically every artist would be canceled. That's true, by the way. And it's crazy what people get canceled for. JD, for example, he was brought up in the courtroom for having trashed a hotel room. How many other celebrities have trashed hotel rooms? How many other celebrities have had problems with the paparazzi? But they tried to cancel him for that. And that doesn't get into the minutia of canceling, like saying certain words, trigger warnings and on. But then he goes into a joke. And this is a joke, by the way. And a lot of people, they got offended by this, because of course people do. I have a thing about who I would cancel. That would be J.K. Rowling. So he has a problem with J.K. Rowling. Give her some preparation H for that transphobia. I mean, what's the matter with her? There are people I would like to cancel, but at the same time, I'm saying it humorously. So, yes, I would like certain people out of the spotlight. I don't like the behavior of people, but at the same time, I'm joking about cancellation, which you can. You can bring up behavior, you can talk about a person, you can say this is wrong, without destroying their lives. And that's exactly what he's doing here. Then he goes into the JD stuff. I'm not going through each person who's been canceled and say what I think. So he's not going to go through each one individually, but I never saw JD act negatively to a woman in my entire life. And I did drugs and got drunk with him. So he's telling you right there, I was around this guy. Not only was I around him, I was around him when he was indulging in the things that supposedly bring out the quote-unquote monster. And you know what? I never saw any of that behavior at all. I mean, I never saw him trying to act negatively towards any females. Again, that's supposed to bring out the worst, so why didn't it here? And why has it never brought it out before with so many other people that have been interviewed? We're talking hundreds and hundreds of people. Why wouldn't that come up? Now, something else that I like that John Waters does is he brings up the idea of social advocacy. And the reason that I like that is because it draws some type of distinction between canceling people because of accusation alone, saying accusation equals substantiation, and the person that says that, oh, we need to listen and believe, and actually advocating for change. While he's doing that, too, he makes fun of people. He says, people, you're not going far enough. You're afraid of words. You would cancel people over anything. I'm going to listen to this statement here. I'm happy at the social change, the craziness of it. So he likes that. And I agree, by the way. I do like some social changes. I like the fact that we can change things simply because of having a voice. The main difference, though, he says, is when I was young. And I hate when people say that. It means you're old. We used political incorrectness as a weapon against our enemies. But we made fun of ourselves first. That's right. You go out, you make fun of everything, but you point out the hypocrisy of others. Again, that is social advocacy. That is social change. He also says, the trigger warning crowd, it does not make fun. Those people that are out there, the people that would cancel somebody like JD, the people that would cancel you over nothing at all, those people, they don't make fun. They just cancel. Make no mistake, that is indeed calling out that certain Aquaman starlet, too. I mean, if you're saying they're part of cancel culture, you're saying that they're making accusations without substantiation. And the media, they hate that more and more voices in Hollywood are speaking out. Here's the media that covered this. They didn't cover it since 2020, by the way. They tell you, I haven't kept up with this case since I wrote an article back when, but when this article comes out, you don't understand the nuances of DV. Well, number one, I have worked with many people that have experienced this. I don't just play on the keyboard like these folks and write about it and pretend advocacy. I do it in real life. And when you don't keep up with the case, when you've decided that they've given away $7 million to charity, you never redact that, you never point it out, you also misrepresent items, you're not doing anyone favors. I love the salt of this, too. I love the win in this, too, because you know what? These people are getting called out more and more. It isn't going their way. And check out our book. We are 8 backers away from 800. This is live on Indiegogo, backing right now. Link is in the description. This is how we call out stuff like this. We make alternatives to what they do. They're going broke. We keep backing. You join us with that. It is a beautiful thing. Thank you, too, for being here. I appreciate you so much. And until next time, well, let me say thank you again, and we will see you soon.